Hey YouTube, this is Robin with Creativity RV, and I just wanted to introduce myself to you. About 3 years ago, I was in this corporate job that I just hated. I had moved up in the ranks and, was making fine money. And my boss, when I told him I got the condo, said, "Congratulations, I love debt equity." And I said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "Well, now I have you for 30 years. And I started to think, oh my God, did I just spend that much money on a condo so I could live in the neighborhood where my job was so I could afford the condo? And then I really felt like I was a gerbil on a wheel.
There's a lot of folks, including myself, as you're doing the 9-to-5 grind, you feel like this is a lot, and the overwhelming feeling in my head was I kind of want to run from life.
It's January 30th, 2004, and we're now ready to make our big trip across the country. And we just set the trip counter to 0. We just got gas, and we're on our way. So this is it.
A lot of people don't know about this way of life. People kind of look at it as a negative. They think of you as being like homeless, and I totally disagree. I can honestly say this is the most comfortable I've felt in a home.
We just recently upgraded from a little 18-foot travel trailer that was just big enough for just the two of us into a full Class A tour bus.
I just hit the road and I'm learning very quickly. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
The thing I always say about traveling in my bus and like getting to places that you're so excited about visiting, it's that I'm not necessarily visiting. I get to say that I get to live in these places.
It's sturdy, it's, a little bit close quarters, there's a lot of shuffling. I want to show what it's really like to travel with kids. While it can definitely be challenging at times, it is also very much worthwhile. Not just to the kids, but it's also beneficial to us. Like, we're both there, we get that time with our girls in a way that I don't think we ever prioritize.
You got the camera?
Good morning. I just had to show you guys, this is my actual view out my RV door while I lay in bed. It's Saturday morning and it's raining here and the waves are amazing, and this I think might be my favorite spot. I had never been in an RV. I wasn't particularly outdoorsy. I really hadn't been camping. I was always trying to, finish that novel on the weekend. And my sister started a blog called Sports Club for Chicks. We thought we would just be in the corporate world for, a couple of years before we found a way to get out with our dreams, but before we knew it, 20 years was just gone. I remember really distinctly the day that this corporate picture was taken of me. Based on that paradigm, I should have been happy. Then my sister Terry was diagnosed with cancer, and I took care of her during that time. That's when she said, "If you had 2 years to live, would you keep that job?" And the answer was no. And then she said, "Well, I've always imagined you in Paris with a sketchbook." And those were the words that changed my life. I knew right then that I was going to find a way. Morning. I am actually at my job right now. This is my desk. Out in the National Forest. When I went out on the road 6 years ago, I started a little blog called Creativity RV. Look where I was absolutely confident that I could make a living as a writer if I reduced my expenses by living in an RV debt-free and boondocking. And I wanted to tell other artists that this was possible, and that's exactly what I did. Set up this whole office for lack of a better term. I discovered that I could be an artist and I could be a writer. I came out with a book, which I know a lot of you already have. I just saw that it was a way for me to pursue my freedom. Now I paint all the time. I've written 4 books. In my RV life, I've gone hiking, I've ridden bikes on the beach, I've met people, I've gone to farmers markets and museums and sat out in the desert by myself under the stars and listened to the animals howl. Those are some big moose. My advice would be, if you're thinking of trying an RV life, do it and don't wait, because life is short. If I did it, you can do it too. It's not even like working out here, you guys, really. It's just gorgeous.
I was pretty new to the idea of van life and hadn't really heard much about it. And Harrison showed me some of the big YouTubers and, brought up the idea of living in a van full time. We just decided to be super spontaneous and we're like, let's do this.
First, we're going to start off by cutting these large holes in our van. There's tons of challenges that you're going to encounter as an RVer. And that's because things are generally more time consuming when you live in a van or an RV.
I would say you don't need as much as you think you do.
A lot of living in an RV is pushing the bounds.
You don't have to have the perfect van setup or the perfect RV setup to get out there and travel.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows like some of these crazy videos may lead you to believe.
Hey guys, we're Grayson and Harrison. And these are our dogs, Ari and that's Nala. And this is our full-time home. We live in our van full-time. We've been on the road for about 4 months now, and we're absolutely loving it. I think one of the most memorable experiences for me was our very first trip. We didn't have running water in the van.
We were so up close and personal to the mountain, and it was just that feeling of waking up in bed and feeling the boom, just that, the avalanche charges going off. You could feel it in your chest while you're laying in bed.
And that was kind of the trip that I was like, you know what, we can do this.
If you're considering becoming an RVer, my best piece of advice would be to rent an RV or a van. You're gonna learn a lot about the lifestyle and a lot about yourself. Get comfortable and be sure to get uncomfortable. That's when you're gonna figure out if you truly like it and if you're truly up for the lifestyle, because you can really overcome any barrier that you'll encounter.
What's up, y'all? My name is Erica Lewis, and I'm a new van lifer from St. Louis, Missouri. I was a teacher for 15 years, and one day I had this wild idea that I would start riding motorcycles. So I bought a motorcycle, started posting on Instagram, and some of the big companies hit me up, and I actually work with one of the top motorcycle companies in the world.
What's up, y'all? It's Queen Sid. I'm out here in Arizona, and listen.
On one of my motorcycle trips, I went to the Borrego Springs Desert, and there they had this big ladies motorcycle event. I saw RVs, I saw motorhomes, I saw van lifers. People were just looking free and living a free life. So the next thing I thought was, why couldn't it be me? So this year I took a leap of faith. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this year teaching off. I'm gonna get my van, I'm gonna take my motorcycle, and I'm gonna travel to different states. All right, y'all, we are at our location at the Delta Heritage Center. This is the Tina Turner Museum. And we're just hanging out with our RV friends. And so far, it has been life-changing. It's been eye-opening. It has been scary, and it has been amazing and so rewarding. This is the ultimate goal, okay? My ultimate goal is to have a van that I'm living in, and I want to purchase land. And on that land, I want to be able to park my van, create like a deck, just land, garden, swimming pool, hot tub, everything I need right there. And also a pond would be cool to go fishing. I'm still new at this, I've only been on one road trip. But on that last trip, I stayed at 2 Harvest Host locations, and it was just at ease. Like being able to pull up, know I'm supposed to be there. I was able to support the locations and the hosts and meet everyone and meet different people. It was really an amazing experience. So I know on my next road trip, I'm going to use RVers and I'm going to find locations around the area to find safe places to stay.
This at least will catch on fire, kindling, which the kindling for yesterday wouldn't even catch.
Okay, but then what do you have? Do you have our wood or his wood?
You know, when we first started this, Frankie was only 2 months old. Being in a new environment with a newborn who was waking up every few hours to be fed, yeah, I mean, it was definitely challenging.
Buddy, a big bug, gonna make a big noise, gonna make a big noise someday. Mud on your face, your big disgrace. You're all banner all over the place, singing "We Will."
And you've got 4 people sleeping in a very small space. And this is basically a step down from glamping. But I'd actually argue it's better because you can park anywhere and your view is everything.
Hi.
I think it's really important to note that van life has allowed us to slow down as a family, to be present in a way that we don't really prioritize when we're home. Brian and I are both night shift nurses, so we often stack our shifts all in a row so that we can then have anywhere from 3 to 6 days off. Our girls have both of us all the time, usually without cell service, and it is a blessing in disguise.
You see pink and blue?
Yeah.
What other colors do you see?
You see orange.
You see orange? I see orange.
Just sleep around here, Dada. Enjoying the view.
So maybe you're on the fence, you're considering van life with your kids, you're not quite sure if it's for you. My goal with this series is to show you what it's really like van lifing with kids.
How are the blind spots? Pretty blinding.
A lot of them.
There's so many blind spots.
I'm literally half blind.
We'll show you what's worked with us, what hasn't, and hopefully we'll pick up some tips ourselves along the way.
Hi, what'd you get? Maple Mackinac fudge. I'm Glenn.
And I'm Nita. We're full-time nomads, but this is the first time that we've done this. We've been doing this for almost 20 years.
My favorite thing in my bus probably has to be my kitchen. I love to cook.
Okay, we are at 20 inches.
20 inch!
20 inches right there.
We are going to be taking our sauces and seasonings across the United States to all 48 states.